I'm Tom Layson, and this is a Northwest Now Digital Extra. From about 1879 and well into the 20th century, thousands of Native youths from all across America and Canada were taken to Indian boarding schools for religious indoctrination and job training. While it's shocking to hear now, kill the Indian and save the man was a frequently quoted philosophy of that era. Of course, now it's clear it was cultural genocide, and on top of that, many of the children also suffered emotional and physical abuse at the hands of their would-be civilizers, who in some cases buried those who did not survive in unmarked graves. Here in western Washington, there were several boarding schools on Chehalis, Skokomish, Makah, and Tulalip tribal lands. But one of the largest was the Cushman School in Tacoma, where the Emerald Queen Casino now stands. Northwest Now contributor Linda Byron now brings us the story of a western Washington man who is still overcoming the legacy of shame and trauma inflicted on generations of his family at the boarding schools.
My name is Arlie Neskai, but my traditional name given to me by my maternal grandfather, Mache, is Satkatli Chi, and I'm from the Diné Nation.
Arlie Neskai grew up in the town of Shiprock on a Navajo reservation in New Mexico. But until early adulthood, says he felt estranged from his native culture, the result of generations of forced assimilation.
They always thought that we were filthy, that our culture was filthy, our language was filthy. This is my mother's mother, and this is my mother's father. To us, he's our Nulla, and that means my father's father. So this is my dad. So he went to boarding school.
So he went to boarding school, he went to boarding school, he went to boarding school.
Yes.
Neskai's grandfathers were among thousands of children taken from their homes by the U.S. government.
There's a lot of stories of children crying, of children in terror.
Forced into military-style boarding schools, many run by churches.
Have to strip all their clothes, and then they were given baths in hardcore soap, and some people say lye baths. And after that, then their hair was cut.
Neskai says his own parents met at Navajo Methodist Mission School in New Mexico, where beatings were common and they were forced to abandon their customs and language.
That's a common story among many families, that to protect us from harm and punishment and shame, they didn't speak to us in our languages. Yeah.
Yet even after the government started phasing out forced attendance, Neskai's parents sent 6 of their kids to the same school they'd attended.
And so because it became normalized that this is the way things are done, parents then sent their kids to boarding school just like they were sent to boarding school.
But after Neskai was born in 1957, his parents began to question that practice, choosing to send him and 2 siblings who followed to a nearby public school instead.
My father, Alan Neskai Jr., and this is my mother, Mary Begay Neskai, and he's wearing a buckskin shirt and eagle bonnet that was given to him by the Sarsi elders.
Neskai's journey of discovery led him to coach and counsel others, especially troubled youth.
So what I found with this then is the keys to resolving anger is to listen to it, understand it.
And by identifying their needs, help them learn ways of coping.
What is the sadness signaling to us that we need, that was taken away from us? Can we get it back, or do we need to grieve and move on?
Neskai says to survive, his ancestors learned don't feel, don't trust, don't talk, which is why moving forward sometimes requires looking backward.
They say get over it. To me, it's just beginning. And the truth is just now coming forward and being told.
More than anything, Neskai says Indigenous people want to be heard.
Hi-yo-ee-yo, hi-yo-ee-yo, ee-yo, hey, hey, hey.
He sings a song he wrote of searching, yearning, and a request.
I'm asking for healing for our people. I'm asking for understanding. And I'm asking that after all this, we go through this together, that we can re-knit ourselves together in a way that's even stronger than we've ever been now.
For Northwest Now, I'm Linda Byron.
To see our full discussion about Indian boarding schools, be sure to look in the Northwest Now digital section at kbtc.org. Northwest Now airs Friday nights at 7:30 right here on KBTC. And be sure to look for more stories like this one by following us on Facebook and Twitter at Northwest Now.